let's look at this part of the canopy. I have a feeling that this part will be picked up as sky and not part of the vegetation. So let's just draw that part in. This as well. If you click on this N icon, normalized image, it'll revert back to its normal size. Okay. So let's look at another kind of area that we may have issues in, which is the very top. Let's look at this. Do you see how the spark is going up? It's likely that we could lose this if we were to just apply the threshold, which is for the final output. So let's see how that would look. Would we lose some of that vegetation? I think so. I mean, we can play around with the threshold and maybe this would be a little bit better, but it's missing some of the bark here. So let's go back and see if we can fix that. Another thing that you can do is select region, especially for this kind of area. And notice that I'm mainly just going around this very sunny spot. And you go into threshold. And then we try to get as much vegetation as the registered image shows by just applying the threshold to that one area. I think this looks good. Then just click OK, and it applies it to that singular area. So we know that we're not losing any information in the final output. Okay. I'm going to work on this image and I'll be back to show you the final steps. Here's an example of using contrast. I have a selected region here and I'm trying to get this little branch here. So I'll reduce the contrast, maybe that would help. Let's try brightness. It's okay. Let's try sharpening it. Again, let's correct it. And saturation can also emboss turns it into this gray. We don't need it. We don't need this now. And I'm gonna try just using the threshold at this point. I thought it would be pretty much. And now I can just fill that little area in. Use a thin pencil. Just try to connect these two together. That's good. Okay. After some time working on this, I'm going to apply the threshold on the whole image. And here we can adjust to see what is most suitable for this. Click OK. And now we're going to go into the Calculate tab, and we're going to run calculations. This dialog box is going to come up, and it's going to ask if you want to do canopy structure or canopy structure and transmitted gap light. We're going to do canopy structure and transmitted gap light. And we're not going to click on the log details to file. We're just going to select calculate. And you can see this blue strip down here. It says it's doing pixel counts. And here we have a calculations summary result. We have 3 user fields. In the first field, we put the Terrestrial name. The second user field, we put the date that the photo was taken, November 26, 2018. And your third user field contains the cell number. Okay. And now we are going to click on append. And down here we have our calculation output summary data. And we're going to save this under the process photos folder in the summary folder. We're going to save this as Grossman Hammock _ cell. I'm going to save it. And now we are going to save the image that we created. So I usually just try to exit out, and it says save working image. You're going to say yes. And this is going to be placed in process folder working. And you're going to name this GH cell 01 and save. And you don't have to save the registered image because we already have that. Okay. So let's check our working image. This is it. And you're going to also mention the date that these photos were processed. For this one, the photo was processed on May 17, 2022. Okay, and don't forget to save. I hope you enjoy working with GLA Analyzer.